The Mt. Gox security breach sent jitters across the cryptocurrency sector, but is it a bump in the road or a sign of more problems ahead? We're joined now by Patrick Byrne, founder and CEO of Overstock.com, the world's largest online discounter and one of the first online retailers to accept Bitcoin as payment. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Anand.
There have been many problems with Bitcoin, as we've been hearing. It's given rise to some public skepticism over the viability of this currency. You accept it as payment for goods that you supply through Overstock.com. What gives you the confidence in this currency?
Well, the fact that Mt. Gox dissolved yesterday is no more significant to this than if somebody said, well, look, that bank got robbed over there, so the dollar must be no good. It's not really connected. And I have confidence. We actually don't take Bitcoin exposure. We accept Bitcoin, but instantaneously translate into dollars. So we don't have any volatility risk anyway. But let me just point out, Bitcoin is a mathematical construct. Around Bitcoin, there's a lot of companies springing into existence, this whole ecosystem of companies. Some of those companies are going to be bad, some of them are going to fail, some of them are going to have bad guys running them, just like, bad guys use dollar bills too. But that doesn't reflect on the fundamental soundness of the idea of Bitcoin.
Right, so as you said, there are other exchanges that are still in operation right now. As a company, what kind of advantages do you get, if any, from accepting Bitcoin rather than, conventional methods of payment?
Well, we get a number of advantages. One, we save basically about 2 to 3% on the processing costs. Well, we save over 2%. And since a net margin of many retailers is certainly in the low single digits, picking up a couple percent is pretty valuable. In addition, we get paid instantaneously, not a 3-day wait. And in addition, there aren't chargebacks or fraud. There's no fraud risk.
Right, and what can Bitcoin exchanges now do to restore public confidence?
Well, I think that don't go bankrupt. That's the main thing. Don't go bankrupt if you're a Bitcoin exchange. But, there's Coinbase. There's some other very good ones out there. And I think it's a very new technology. It's a very new idea. It's just going to take a long time to seed the public consciousness and get general acceptance. Right now, it's about 0.1% of exchange on the internet, and it's growing 30% a month, and I don't expect the Mt. Gox event to interrupt that growth.
All right, Japanese officials now saying that they're going to look into regulating Bitcoin. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's necessary for central banks and governments to regulate the currency? It would seem counterproductive because the whole idea of creating Bitcoin was to get away from regulation.
Well, it's to get away from government authority in general. I think that they ought to regulate it in the sense of they regulate transactions looking for money laundering and crooks and killers and narco-terrorists and all that. I think that's perfectly appropriate to do with Bitcoin. But beyond that, I don't see how they can regulate it. They may as well be trying to regulate mathematics to try to regulate the Bitcoin, and the fundamental property of Bitcoin, which makes it such a good medium, is a medium of exchange, is that it's limited. And central banks hate that. Be aware, central banks hate. They want unlimited currencies, and they're against any sort of limited currency. So they'll hate Bitcoin, but they may as well try to regulate the laws of mathematics. Other than they can regulate money laundering aspects of Bitcoin, but not its existence.
Right. I just want to change tack here and ask you about Target, the retailer, the huge American retailer. It's just released earnings today after its data breach, as we've all been hearing about, which happened last December. It took a severe hit in sales. Now, what is a company like yours, Overstock, which is a major retailer, doing to make sure that customers' information is safe and secure?
Well, we have a massive effort. We have for years understood that a problem like the Target problem is the worst thing that could possibly happen. So we have a whole security team and a massive amount of cryptography, and people try to hack us and any large internet site 1,000 times a day. People try to hack us. They've just never been successful because we've always we always invest in the latest technology, the latest, the most highly trained people we can invest in, because we know, what a calamity it would be to have a situation like Target is having.
Okay, Patrick, thanks a lot for joining us. Patrick Byrne there, CEO of Overstock.com.